Okay, so this is simultaneously interesting, but also kind of not. I mean, the actual products themselves, I'm not that interested in it. However, this is Tarte Cosmetics. And I mean, if you know much about Tarte Cosmetics, they have gotten into a huge amount of issues around inclusivity, whether it's in terms of their products or it's in terms of their many, many brand events and little trips. They tend to forget, rather conveniently, about POCs. And it feels like the addition of this is a very ham-footed attempt at inclusivity. It's not the absolute worst, but it's also like, oh, what are you doing here? Anyways, let's talk about this. I have to say a massive thank you to Makeup on Your Radar for the information on this. Let's jump into it. So they have two versions of their Maracuja Juicy Eye and Cheek palette retailing right now for €56. They've made it so that there's the peach and pink, which is for fair to medium skin tones, and then there's the red and berry palette, which is apparently for tan to very deep skin tones. And these colour palettes come with both powder and cream products that are made for both the eyes and the cheeks. I'll get back to that later, but let's talk about each palette individually. Both of these palettes are vegan and cruelty-free, and they have their skin-vigorating ingredients. So vitamin E, mineral pigments, Amazonian clay. Jesus, is there anything left of the Amazon at this point? And of course, maracuja oil. So this is the peach and pink one. And as you can see, you have your cream products down there. I mean, I can't really tell. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm not seeing it. But why is there no plastic cover over the cream products? The powder is going to get absolutely everywhere. Also, the mix of the mattes to the shimmers, I'm not really that into. It's a little over 50-50, and I will say it's very, very pale. You know, the shades of the eyeshadows are very, very pale. Now, let me draw that to your mind as we look at the next one. And if you're thinking to yourself, my goodness, Teresa, the eyeshadows in this one look identical to the last one. Yes, you are correct. They have basically just gone, you will want the exact same shades. I mean, I don't know, but that feels a bit lazy because you are going to need slightly different tones to work on deeper skin tones. In my opinion, I could be wrong. If there are any POCs watching, could you please let me know what your interpretation of this is, what your opinion on this is? Because obviously I only know things from my perspective, but it just feels a bit kind of lazy. I also feel like they could have really done like a nice purple because that looks so beautiful on deep skin. However, I will say that like contoury, I'm assuming it's a contour or a bronze shade, actually quite deep, so not bad at all. But I mean, it's €56, it's expensive. I don't know if this is necessarily a step in the right direction for Tarte or if it's them just engaging in some amount of tokenism, because it just feels a bit like last minute thought. Oh, here, we'll shove these shades in for people with deeper complexion. However, I do appreciate the fact that they do have like a palette that is catering towards different populations. I think that is smart, and I say this all the time whenever somebody is coming out with something like that. So not bad. In general, though, I think that these palettes are kind of forgettable. They feel a little bit cheap looking to me, but that again, that's my perception. If you love these, I'm delighted for you. It's just not for me. I fully cannot understand why there is no plastic divider to stop the powders from getting into the cream. My brain is genuinely falling apart trying to understand that, because I'm just like, ooh, that's going to make the product so gross over a period of time. I also just feel there isn't enough like depth in there. Like, yeah, they have their two shades there at the very end, but in general, it's all very, very light, you know? And I feel like if you've got 12 shades, you can actually get a really good level of depth if you're working hard at it. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit meh. Like, it's not awful, but it's grand, like, you know. I will also say anything that I've heard from people is that Tarte is either like amazing quality or it's just like, what have you done? So if you are looking at this, maybe have a little think about that. From what I understand, this seems to be just exclusive to Tarte. So I don't know if you can necessarily go into stores and have a little look at it, but yeah, I don't know. It's very strange, very strange. Let me know what you guys think down below. Are you interested in this, or are you just like, oh, what fresh hell is this? I mean, lads, it is January. We weren't expecting much.